For everyone's benefit, this darshan is straight from the temple in North London, Bhaktivedanta Manor. And we are blessed that the darshans are there almost all the time in the morning, around 4:04, Bangla Aarti. Then at 7 o'clock, we do Guru Puja. Then in the lunch, we also have darshan. Then in evening it starts, and it's 6 o'clock now. Even at 7:30, what we call Shayam, which is like when we make the Lord sleep. That's also there. And thank you so much, Adi. You have shared the YouTube link with everyone, which is great. So I'm just going to stop it so we can do Mangalacharan, and then I will share the PDF, and then we shall resume to our overview of that. And I can see Avinash is also there, which is great. Devesh and Devesh are there. Great to have you guys. Hare Krishna. Haribo. So let's get started with Mangalacharan. Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Chaitanya Prabhu Vishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagala Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagala Lalita Shri Vishakhavutam Cha Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Sagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Nami Hari Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namane Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshitarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gurudev Maharaj ki jai, Samved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Adi, for joining us in the bell. It's so nice to hear that from you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Right? So, and we have Krishna Chaitanya with us as well. Hare Krishna, Krishna Chaitanya. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. So, let me share now the presentation we would like to share. Or, Krishna Chaitanya, I was thinking, we haven't done. Do you know Jay? Jay has not joined today. Jay had chess today. I don't know if Adi has finished the chess, but Jay had the chess. I know Jay and Adi, both of you, you do the chess together, I think at the same place. Jay was there at our place today, and we did Havan at our place, and Jay lives nearby, so Jay came around, and it was such a pleasure. Jay sang Narsimha Aarti for us, Narsimha Dev's Aarti, which I know that Krishna Chaitanya sings very well. So I will wait if Krishna Chaitanya would like to sing Narsimha Aarti for us. Will you, Krishna Chaitanya? Are you ready now or maybe later?
Yeah, we can do it now.
Yes, great. Hare Krishna. Okay, so just to remind everyone the way it goes. So Krishna Chaitanya is going to sing, and we all are going to repeat after him. Is that okay, Krishna Chaitanya?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So over to you, please. Maybe let me go back at the front. So we have Krishna. Yeah, let's go. Haribo. Okay. The presentation is moving slower than me, I guess. All right. We are ready now. Krishna Chaitanya, let me have the cursor. So we are ready to follow you, Krishna Chaitanya.
Can you put the writing, like the...
Oh, right, of course, yes. Sorry. Give me a moment. I will have to. This is a different presentation. Let me get the writing there. Thank you so much. Ooh, wow. So, I need to have the lyrics. Ooh, for some reason, I'm getting all the YouTube videos. And this will be, let me get a better version. Okay, this will also do. All right, this is the best. All right, let me just share my screen again. Can you see on your screen? Let me.
Yes.
Yes. Oh.
Should I start?
Please.
Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Praladadayine. Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha.
Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha.
Shilatankanakalaye. Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha.
Yato yato yamitato Narsimha.
Yato yato yamitato Narsimha.
Bahi Narsimho Hidraye Narsimho.
Bahi
Narsimho Narsimho. Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapate. Narasimhadim Sharanam Prapate. Tavakara Kamalavare Naka Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa.
Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa.
केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जगदीता हरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
जय नरसिंहदेव 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 जय नरसिंहदेव
जय नरसिंहदेव नरसिंहदेव
जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज
जय
प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय Keshavadrita. No, I forgot what was next.
I don't know if you can hear. Aryan was saying, Jaya Prahlad Narsimha Jaya Prahlad
Prahlad Narsimha Jaya Prahlad Narsimha Jaya Prahlad Narsimha
Jaya Prahlad
Narsimha Jaya Prahlad Narsimha
Jaya Prahlad
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Prabhupada ki jai Guru
Jai
Maharaj
Dev ki jai
Prahlad Maharaj ki
Jai
Hare Krishna, Devesh and Devika about your message. If in case internet is dropping and you have to drop, no worries. We are recording the class, so you can always catch up on the recording. And we look forward to see you next time. If in case you will have to drop out, otherwise we would love to have you throughout the session. Thank you so much, Krishna Chaitanya. Such a nice. We always enjoy that. Thank you so much, Adi. You send the message that you would like to sing Hare Krishna.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Can I talk?
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama
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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Krishna Chaitanya and Adi for Mahamantra. Thank you so much. Let's resume back, and such a shame we had to lose Devesh and Devika as they sent in the message that I think the internet was dropping for them. They could not stay. But I hope they will catch up on the recording because we are going to move forward. So what we have been discussing so far. So we said chapter 2 is the essence of the whole Bhagavad-Gītā, or the summary. There is a very subtle difference between these two, essence and the summary. Let's say the summary. But what happens in chapter 2, that Krishna is going to give different routes to the liberation. And again, I'm using the word liberation, but when we will go further, we will understand what that means, that real word. But let's loosely use the word liberation as the aim and objective of reading Bhagavad-Gītā. Why do we need Vedic culture? Why do we need the Vedic knowledge? Why do we need Bhagavad-Gītā? What are we going to get out of it? Right? There got to be some aim. Now, what Krishna explains that the whole purpose of this human life, what's the purpose behind it? Right? That purpose will get clarified. And to get to that, we have different routes. For example, if we need to drive from London to Manchester, then there are various routes available. We can use M25, M1, M4, motorways. It's up to us which one we would like to go. But there got to be one which is the best route. There got to be one which is the fastest route. There got to be one which is the shortest route. And quite possible, depending where we live, that one route is better to us compared to someone else. So one route could be better to Aryan, but that route might not be the best one for Ishan because we live in different places. And it could be that we are dependent on someone else. So our association also matters, our circumstances also matter, right? Now what Krishna says, that these are different ways. Krishna is going to give us the easiest way, which is Bhakti Yoga. But again, Krishna says that if you are not ready to take that route just yet, there are many other available. So based on our consciousness, based on our background, how much we are ready, there are other options. And we are going to discuss those options. In chapter 2, we will discuss them as a summary, but later we will discuss them in detail. And mind it, we are currently doing overview of Bhagavad-Gītā. So, Karma Kanda, this is what we are going to discuss. That's the first option. Karma Yoga, that's the second. So, Karma Kanda, when we do something to get something. Karma Kanda. Kanda is like action. You do something to get something, right? You do perform rites and rituals, follow regulations to get something. For example, we work hard in the exams because we would like to get first. And if we will become first, we will get this or we will get that. We have some purpose behind it. Karma Yoga, when we do something good, but we don't expect anything in return. You might think that doesn't happen. Well, if you think about it, all the parents, or most of the parents, they do that. And a lot of times siblings, they help each other without expecting anything in return. And a lot of devotees, they work hard in charity. They don't expect anything in return. They just do because that's the best thing. They think they are supposed to. Right? There are many examples of it. And that's Karma Yoga. And there are many varieties in Karma Yoga as well. Then after Karma Yoga, we have Jnana Yoga. I said after, but that doesn't mean that to get to Jnana Yoga, you have to do Karma Yoga. No. This is not in sequence as such, but if it could be for someone, but it might not be, right? But then we have Jnana Yoga. That's another part where we do a lot of jnana is knowledge. So we read a lot and we try to meditate. So not only reading, but also meditate. It's like, if this is knowledge, is not the fact finding. Like you say to Alexa, oh, I said the wake word. Alexa is looking at me now. I'm waiting for Alexa to go down. Okay, she's down now. So if I will use that word and say, thank you. If I aren't just muted Alexa. So if I will say, Alexa, tell me some facts. Alexa will tell some facts to us. But whether that facts are full of wisdom or not, we don't know. And we got Ishan's hand up. Ishan, please go on.
What does yoga mean?
Oh, great question. Because see, karma, kand, karma, jnana, ashtanga, bhakti, they all are kind of adjectives. But one word repeated more than anything else is yoga. Yes, please, Adi? You were saying something?
Yoga is a type of exercise, but in religious form.
Okay, here we go. Yoga is one kind of exercise. Yes, that's right. And sometimes it's religious as well. I think Adi added.
In a religious form.
Religious
like
form.
how Om meditates.
Okay, awesome. Very nice. Yes, yoga is that as well. But yoga is much bigger than that. Yoga, the word itself, yoga, and I have a book currently. I can see yes.
Another word called yogi.
Yogi.
What is the difference?
Okay. So this is easy. There is a practice, yoga, and we will clarify what that is. For somebody who does it, is called yogi, right? So there is a car, somebody drives. The person who drives that car is called driver. So that's the difference between drive and driver. So someone who drives is called driver. Someone who follows yoga or does yoga, that person is called yogi. And what yoga is a Sanskrit word. In English also we say yoga. In Hindi, or the root of word yoga is yog. And yog is, in English, we can consider that union. And union of what? Union of two things? Union of many things. But when union happens, then everything comes together and it becomes one. If you would like to understand that way. Now, in yoga, we have, so on number 4 is called Ashtanga Yoga. So there are 8 limbs to the yoga, right? And what Adi explained is just part of it. It's not even fully one part out of 8. It's even fraction of that, but that's also yoga. So coming back to the root word yoga, or what we call in English yoga, is the union. Now, union of what? Union of, or the realization of the material body and the spirit soul. Union of the jiva, living entity, and the Paramatma, super soul. So the union of soul and super soul. It's that realization, the part which makes us self-realized. Hare Krishna. So that's what we call yoga. Now, if you put those adjectives at the front, now karma yoga. So again, let's to clarify what yoga is. In yoga, we self-realize. Now, what do we self-realize? We self-realize that we are not this material body. We are spirit soul. So yoga, two things come together. Material body and spirit soul come together, and both of them become evident to us. What does that mean? That means both of those things will get clarified, very clear to us that this is material body and we are not this. And this is a spirit soul and we are this. when these two things come together, these two facts become one, become one reality for us. That's what we call self-realization. So that's the beginning of it. And then there are different phases. So for us, the very first thing is that we are spirit souls, we are not this material body. That understanding, that realization is the process is called yoga. And the person who reaches that, or person who follows those practices, is called yogi. Now, what does that mean? If you add karma at the front, so someone who is very busy in doing things, and by doing things, by doing actions, that person realizes that I'm not this body, I'm the super soul. I'm sorry, I'm not the super soul, I'm the soul. I'm not this body, but I'm the soul. If the person realizes this by doing the action, then that, and we will see what kind of actions, karma, mainly charity work, volunteer work. Through that, person is busy all the time doing charity. Charity doesn't mean giving money and all, working hard for others, by serving others. So through that, when person realizes that, that's called, oh, this person is self-realized by the root of karma yoga. Jnana yoga, when the person reads and reads and meditate and discuss. Read, meditate and discuss, and might not do any action. Might not do any action at all. If that's what we call yoga, so we call it Jnana yoga, where the person will just read. So when person just meditate and read, based on that, when the person self-realize, that's called Jnana yoga. Then we have the Ashtanga yoga. Ashtanga yoga kind of combines all these, but Ashtanga yoga, Ashtanga yogi will not stop there. And we will see the 8 limbs of Ash. Ashta is 8 and Anga are the limbs. So 8 limbs yoga is called Ashtanga yoga. This is where the person will do what we call Hatha yoga, do many different practices, different postures, and then meditate, and it right at the end becomes self.
I have a question.
Yes, please, Adi.
What is a butt yoga?
Okay, great. So we will get more, because chapter 3 is Karma Yoga, chapter 4 Jnana Yoga, chapter 6 Ashtanga Yoga. Then we will get to chapter 7, and from there we will start Bhakti Yoga. And chapter 9 is the most confidential, where we'll understand what Bhakti Yoga is. But what Bhakti Yoga is, where we combine all these, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and then whatever we do. So Karma Yoga, we do the actions. Jnana Yoga, we read and we meditate. Ashtanga Yoga, we do the practices, and most of the time practices are done alone, or could be in group, but most of the time alone. So people go in the caves, people go on the mountain and everywhere, wherever they want, a lot of time in solitude. But Bhakti Yoga is whatever work you are doing, like going to the office. So in Karma Yoga, you're not going to the office. Oh, if you're going to the office, that's not Karma Yoga. But when you go there, you help someone. And that could be, right? And Karma Yoga could also become Bhakti Yoga. And we will see what the difference between that. Then Jnana Yoga will become Bhakti Yoga. We will see what that means. Ashtanga Yogi will end up to Bhakti Yoga. So after Ashtanga Yoga is done, the person will reach to the level where the person will realize that I need to do Bhakti. So these are the broadly. And now we will go further and we will discuss each chapter. I hope yoga is clear, a bit better. It will get more clearer when we will talk about all these. But for simplicity, if you need to understand, we just think of that we are not the material body, we are the spirit soul. Right? For now, when we get to that union of material and spiritual, that realization, when it's very clear to us that what's material and what's spiritual. And not only that, we understand it, we behave that way as well. Right? Very nice. So let's move forward. Karma Kanda. And this is what we had started. So this is a kind of revision where we said when we do a lot of sacrifices, we follow the rites, rituals, rules, laws. But when we do all that because we would like to have something, right? We like to reach to the heaven. We would like to get somewhere. And that's the reason we are doing the good karma. That's what we call karma kanda. And most of the time, whatever we want it for our enjoyment. We want to go to the heaven. Why? To enjoy. We are studying. Why? So we will get a better job. Why do we want a better job? So we will get a lot of money. What we will do with a lot of money? We will enjoy. We will go on holidays. We will get a bigger house. We will get a better version of Xbox, PSP3, and all. That's called karma kanda. We will work very hard to get something through which we can enjoy ourselves. And that enjoyment is temporary. If that enjoyment is temporary and we have worked hard for it, maybe that was not a sensible thing to do. And then we need to get to the next level, which is karma kanda. And this is what Arjun asked, and then Krishna is explaining what Krishna said. Krishna said, if you will fight, Krishna is saying to Arjun that you are a Kshatriya. It's your duty to fight. If you will fight, either you will win or you will lose. If you will win, you will become a king. Or your brother will become a king, you will be a prince, and you will enjoy all the earthly kingdoms. Right? Everything here on planet Earth will be yours. You will enjoy if you will win. And if you will lose, you will still go to heaven. Why? Because you have done your prescribed duty. You have lived your life as per the Vedic injunctions, as per the rules and regulations mentioned in Vedas. So you should definitely fight, because you either win or you either lose. You should think about it, either win or lose, whichever way you go. Now, this is if you fight or you don't fight. But now if you don't fight, what will happen then? And this is what Krishna is saying. That if you won't fight, then it's like a policeman. If a policeman is supposed to stop the criminals, right? Because Duryodhana on the other side was a criminal, right? He was doing bad things. So if the police will say, no, it's a bad thing. I won't stop other people. I won't stop these people doing bad. I will not stop thieves. Then that police person will be sacked, might be even put in prison, that you didn't do your duty well. And being a Kshatriya, that was Arjun's duty, right? Now think about us for students. What is our prescribed duty? To study. If we will not get, actually, last week I visited a friend of mine and his son is in Sutton Grammar School. It's a very nice grammar school here in Sutton, in South London. And the boy was very, very nice. He also had admission in Wilson, but he didn't take because his house is very close, walking distance, 5-10 minutes walk to Sutton Grammar. So he decided, I will just stay nearby. I don't want to take a bus and go to Wilson. And his parents said, okay, whichever you like, because Sutton Grammar is also good. But as soon as he got in there, he realized there are many brilliant kids there. He lost his confidence. Sometimes it happens. Why? And I remember asking him, this is what happened in year 8, I think. Year 8. So I remember asking him when he was in year 7. Year 7 was the first year he got into secondary. I asked him how your school is going. And he said, it's okay, but I feel very weird. I said, why? He said, because in year 6, I was the eldest. Because year 6 in primary is the eldest. But when you get into year 7 and you join secondary, you're the youngest. He said, so yeah, I was not used to looking around all the elder people. Now, wherever I see there are elders, and I feel very small. And maybe that got into him, his grades degraded. his confidence degraded. So year 8, his parents were called and they were said that your son is not doing well. And if he will not do that well, then we will have to ask him to leave the school. And it's a great school. And of course, he is a great kid because he got into it after 2 great exams. So what parents did? Parents worked hard with him, and now he's back, top of the class. Recently, well, currently he's in year 9. When I spoke to him, he was happy. His parents were happy. So this is the first thing. Whatever is our prescribed duty, if we don't do it, then it's like neglecting our duty. If we are students, whichever subject we have decided to study, we should put full focus on it because that's our prescribed duty to do. And this is what Krishna is saying. If you will decide not to fight, that you are like that policeman who let, because you are not doing your responsibility, your duty, you're shying away from your responsibility. The other people, the bad people, are keep committing offenses, keep committing sins. So it's your duty to stop them. Oh, what a shame. And then Krishna explained that you will also lose your reputation. And certainly the example I gave, it happened in there as well. Because everybody knew that he's a great boy, but then everybody figured out that he's losing interest in his studies. He's not doing well. So he said that Arjun, everyone remembers you as a great archer. But what if you will go and leave this fight now? How people will remember you? You are going to decide. So it's for your reputation as well. And then the last point, it says the great generals will consider Arjuna left battlefield out of fear. Now, a lot of times this happens. We take decisions, but we don't make clear why we are taking decisions. Again, as the students, as the children, we should think about it. When we make decisions, we should let our parents know the reason behind it, right? Because it could be that you have that reason in your mind, which is obvious, but your parents would not know. They might think something else. So while Arjun is leaving or was ready to leave the battlefield because he had compassion for his family member, because he thought it's sin to kill his family member, because he thought with whom he is going to enjoy. And he also had the fear of the degradation of family tradition. But he was not fearful that he is going to die. But if he will leave, Krishna said, people might think that you left it because you were afraid of fighting. And because of those reasons, Krishna explained that you should fight. Not for the results, but because this is your prescribed duty to do it, because this
I have a question.
Yes, please, Adi.
You know Arjuna,
Mm-hmm.
how did he meet Krishna?
Who knows how? Arun, do you know? I'm asking Arun here. Do you know how Krishna and Arjun met?
I think it was just because Krishna was Arjun's cousin.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because it was like Mother Krishna.
Vasudev?
Yeah.
Thank you.
They were brother and sister.
That's right. Yes. So, Adi, like you and Rohan met.
Yeah.
Do you remember how you and Rohan met first time?
No.
Yeah. Maybe you were very young, very little. Rohan is Adi's cousin brother. So similarly, Arjun and Krishna, they were cousin brothers. And Arjun's mother's name was Mother Kunti, and Krishna's father's name was Vasudev. And they were brother and sister. So that's how they met. Right. Well, they met in their childhood. They were cousin brothers. They always used to play together all the time. Thank you for that question, Adi. So now we have seen karma kanda. When we do the karma, we do the actions, but we expect something back in return. Now Krishna is going to explain karma yoga, and we all should do karma yoga, because when we will do karma yoga, then only we will be able to understand how bhakti, how we can get into bhakti through karma yoga, or how the kind of karma yoga we are doing, we are actually doing as a part of bhakti, which is devotional service. All right, okay, one step up at a time. So there are three types of karma, right? One is called vikarma, which is negative, like lying to your parents, stealing, swearing, pushing, bullying, all those bad things, they're called vikarma, right? And same thing goes for the adults, the children. Something which is bad, right? Whether you are small or big, whether you are young or old, it's bad, it's bad. So anything bad we do, that's called vikarma. V at the front. V for Victor, or V for Vishnu. And then the other one is karma, or sometimes we put S at the front, but just karma or sakarma. That's what we also call as karma kanda. When we do good things, but we also want the benefit out of it. So that's not as bad. Well, if you think about it, that's not bad at all. But that's not as bad as vikarma. Vikarma, when we are doing negative things, sakarma or called karma or called karma kanda. When we do things, but good things, but we want something back in return, good to happen with us. But what Krishna is saying, the next level up, which is called nishkama karma, or also called akarma, A at the front. Nishkam karma yoga. It's called NKY, Nishkam karma yoga, NKY. Now, this is working without fruits. Now, how does that make sense? Does that mean that you will work, you will study maths, chemistry, bio, physics, but you will not expect to pass? Well, I did not. If I failed, I failed. I'm not bothered what results I'm going to get. I'm just going to study. If I will pass, I will pass. If I will fail, I will fail. Does that really nishkam karma? What do you guys think? Anyone got any thoughts on it? How come you can work without fruitive results? Arun is thinking. Arun is going to give his reply very soon. So nishkam karma yoga, working without fruitive results. So how a child will study without expecting good marks or to pass or fail?
Well, they can't. If you don't care what results you get from failing the test, then you won't know what to improve. So you will always have that thing that you will always fail, because you won't feel like anything. But if you don't expect to pass, and if you do fail, take the improvements that you should have taken, that basically improve what you didn't improve before in the previous test, and imply it.
Okay. So Arun is saying,
Exactly.
okay, this is Arun's thoughts. Well, Arun is suggesting that you to give the exam, you will get the marks, and if you didn't get 100%, let's say you just got 80%, you improve on that 20% which you didn't get, and of course keep the consistency of 80%, and next time try to get 80 plus 20, which is 100. Then if this time you go 90%, then keep your 90% and work towards 10%, and you will get 100%, and maybe you will get 100%, or maybe you will get 95%. Of course, you could get back down to 85% as well. So that's one gradual process Arun is explaining, which is also there. Yeah. But what we are talking here at the moment is the karma, sakarma, or just karma, or called karma kanda. or karma or nishkam karma yoga, when we do things without expecting. Especially for the analogy, the example we would like to take, where a student is studying, but are we saying that students should not expect to pass or fail, or should not worry about the marks? If you think about, yes. Now, if you would think there is a student, or there are two students, let's compare two students, right? The very first one, consider karma kanda. In a sense, oh, well, I will work hard, I will get 100%, and my dad will get me Apple Watch. This happens with one of my sons. Well, one of my friend's sons. So he actually promised that if you will do well in your 11 plus exam, I will get you Apple Watch. And he cleared 11 plus, then he asked, and his father got him Apple Watch. Apple Watch and something else. So this happens, and that boy worked hard, right? So this happens. Now this is called karma kanda, right? Where he studied, he got it, whatever was promised, and that's it. But the other child, what did he do? Or let's think of this child, what will this child do next time? So this child is in year 6, he will get into year 7. Now the exams will come again. What will happen now? Either his parents will have to give him, the way I always say, dangle the carrot. You know, right at the front of the donkey. In traditional ways, old days, the donkey will not move until donkey will see the carrot. So what they used to do, they used to hang the carrot in the front of the donkey. Donkey will move, the carrot will move. Donkey will keep working hard, keep moving further and further. But what donkey doesn't realize, that carrot, because carrot is actually attached to the wooden stick, that wooden stick is attached to the back of the donkey. So the donkey is moving, donkey's back is moving, that wooden stick is moving, the carrot dangling on that wooden stick is moving. Donkey will keep moving, keep moving, keep moving, keep chasing that carrot. That is what we call dangling carrot. So the dangling carrot is all over the place. People, the parents, the friends, they ask you, they will try to tempt you. You do this to get this. And people do a lot of times. They do. They might not even think of good or bad, because their whole aim is the carrot. And that's what we call karma kanda, right? A lot of time in karma kanda, we also do the wrong things. But we are talking about the good things. But now the other child, so the problem with this concept is that either the parents will have to keep giving the carrot, Apple Watch, Xbox, PSP, or the child will ask. If the parents will not give, parents will say, well, we have given Apple Watch, we can't give you more. So the child will say, okay, if you can't give more, what's the purpose or the reason, what's the motivation, the inspiration behind studying? And the parents will struggle. Or parents will start explaining things now, which maybe they should have done it earlier, but maybe the child was not ready then. So sometimes we have to give the carrot for a while, and then when we know the child is as old as Aryan or Ishan, we'll say, here we go, no more carrots. You need to understand your prescribed duty. So temporarily that might work. But the other child who doesn't worry, and I have some of those friends, they don't worry about the marks. And I will give you my example actually. I'm doing a course, and this morning, 5:30, I had a test. And I have been doing these tests for last 9 months. And I have not checked my marks for the previous ones. The results, well, the results of all they come on the, so you only get the results. So let's say there are 25 marks. And I don't even remember how much, what was the full marks? I don't even remember. Let's say 25 marks. Whether I got 20 or 24, I don't remember, because I've never gone to the website to check it. I give the mark, I do my test, and then I move on to the next chapter. Right? And I'm pretty sure I must be doing well, because I'm the class representative of that. And the class coordinator has made me class representative. But if you think about, when I study, I don't study for the marks. I study to understand the subject matter, right? And any child who is studying to understand the subject matter, of course, sometimes you might enjoy or might not enjoy, because this is your favorite subject and that is not your favorite subject. So maybe maths is your favorite subject, and when you really study, you try to put the numbers everywhere, like Aryan does, because he loves it. So you will try to ask something and he will say, it is the plus of this and multiplication of that. And then his mom said, okay, you go and speak to your dad and I will ask the answer from your dad. Because that's the language he speaks, right? But then there might be another subject he doesn't like. But even in that subject, he needs to do his best. And if you will have that approach is called Karma Yoga. Anything we do in life, we do the best of our capability. Anything we do, right? Remember, Krishna is not there in the picture yet, right? Krishna is not there in the picture. The Lord is not there in the picture. The spirituality is not there in the picture. What we are saying, do the work without any results. In the office, when we work, if you keep thinking, oh, I need to work because I'm getting money for this. No, I need to work because I'm responsible. I've taken the responsibility for this. Automatically, the quality of my work will be best or better. I will be the better version of myself every month. And at some point, I will get the promotion or recognition or whatever I'm working for. That will fall automatically. If a child will study with full focus, the child doesn't need to worry about the good marks or the bad marks or the passing or the failure. The child will automatically be better and keep improving all the time. And there is no need for the dangling carrot. So next time, if somebody will suggest you, especially it happens with the peers, is when you will get into teens, the friends, they will ask you to do things and they will give you many different options. And how do you know? There's a catch, because there is always a carrot dangling. Always there is a carrot dangling. It could be gross, it could be subtle. Gross in a sense that you can see it. Subtle, that sometimes you're not sure. You think, did they say that? No, they didn't say that. Did they mean that? No, they didn't. Or maybe they did. There's always that hidden agenda behind. Like when there is, then you think that's the dangling carrot people are giving to me. Should I? Is this karma kanda? Because I'm doing all this because I want to get there? Or because I need to do that because that's what I'm supposed to do? I need to be proud of what I'm doing, rather than I'm doing this to get to something. Of course, there are many fine lines in there. For example, the mother will say, I just need to feed the child. You know? I'm so tired. Let's just get it over. It happens. There might be some of those days. It's possible. So this is a great story of Karma Yoga. Next week, we will continue from Karma Yoga and we will move forward and we will see the difference between what we call Sankhya Yoga and Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga is what we call NKY, Nishkam Karma Yoga, and Sankhya is what a lot of time we call Gyan Yoga, right? And then we will compare Gyan and Bhakti, but we will compare Gyan and Karma. So Karma Kand we saw, Karma Yoga we introduced, and then next week Karma and Jnana we will compare. Okay, then we will move further. Great. With that, I would like to say thank you, everyone. Have a great week ahead, and I look forward to welcome you next Sunday, 6 p.m. With that, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Hare Samved Bhakta Vrinda.